You said a few things there I want to go back to. I'll hit the last, well, on the tech fast. This is one thing, it's an epidemic right now in our society. And all you have to do is go out to next time you go out to eat as a family and just look around the restaurant and look at how many families are there physically, but not mentally. They're not checked in. And it's sad how it will play out. Maybe you all have studies, you probably do with the work you do, but COVID did not help with the connection. Although everybody was there, like kind of, you know, but I feel like there's more disconnect now than ever. What does research show? I'm sure you have some statistics or two with electronic devices and quality time and connection, but how have you seen that get in the way? Because I think that is a really big thing going on right now.
Absolutely. So was it the 50s or the 60s, this dinner time? We actually started 1960. The average family meal time was 90 minutes. And in recent years,
about 4 years ago, the average time was
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
12. So from 90 minutes to 12 minutes. And the difference being, one, I mean, everybody's running off to do something, you know, an email, a Twitter, you know, some other form of connection that's not there with the family. They're running to some device, but no longer is family participating in preparation of the meal. No longer is family sitting and discussing what went on with your day, or, you know, a deeper discussion and decompression, and then consuming a meal in a manner in which is actually nourishing to your body, where you're focused and you're taking your time. And it's just such a huge difference. And we kind of combined a couple of things, because with this tech fasting, we had started in our family it was 2 hours a day, no electronics. We just kind of picked like 4 to 6 p.m. or 5 to 7. And we started that when the older boys were young teens, because we were seeing there was just, their brain needed a decompression point of the day. And we wanted them to know a time in the day in which we were fully available. And we needed to know a time in the day in which they were resting and, you know, kind of recovering from the world, if you will. And although we had time constraints on their devices, and even though there were parental controls and all of those things are great, but we all need a time of complete fasting and a moment in which we can rest and heal, honestly. And so during these 2 hours, we didn't sit around and like stare at each other. We didn't have to talk or play a game every day or whatever it may have been. We just knew that that was a family core value. The phones all kind of hung out in the same place, and we were usually doing something separate from one another, but we were kind of in that collective space of a pause. We then evolved that once we heard this dinner time gap that's happening, and we moved it to cover, which I guess it kind of did before, the hours in which we prep, consume, and clean up dinner. And so we started calling it the Dinner Time Challenge. And we added into that our friend Joey Coleman, mutual friend Joey Coleman.
Yes,
They came to visit us once and introduced us to this idea of best and weirdest. And so that's how we start conversation at our dinner table, as we do what was the best part of your day and what was the weirdest part of your day. Now, since we've heard variations of it becoming freakiest, funniest part of your day, best, worst, weirdest, thorns and roses, you know, there's all sorts of things you can
whatever gets the conversation.
But for us, it's
have you heard of happy crappy?
Yes.
Our families run with that one a bit. Yeah.
I like that
so
one.
Funny. And so we do that every night at dinner, and it's just a great way, because there's so much that you don't know that happens in your spouse or your child's day that comes up during best and weirdest. And oftentimes it just is a great way to start laughing as well.
Yeah.
On birthdays, we do big family dinners every Sunday, but on birthdays, and they're always on Sundays as well, we go around the table and you have to say the best and weirdest thing about the birthday person. And that is always a lot of fun too.
The goal here, Brad, is to get conversation going and distance from tech. Because like you said, you know, when we heard that everyone's rushing back to something else, and it's normally a device,
what if we
were trying to communicate?
Yeah.
What if we remove that? And the severity of that really came. We've had a gentleman on our podcast named Dr. Kim John Payne, Simplicity Parenting, incredible book. He has a huge following. He taught us a lot. He was a medic relief in the war-torn areas of Burma. You know, we're talking very highly militarized, dangerous areas, just a lot of destruction. He was working with the children. He was trying to help the children there. He was a psychologist and helped them with PTSD. And this always stuck with me. And he was there for several years. He went back and he had a practice, I believe, in both Australia and the United States for children. And he had done all these studies on PTSD working through Burma. And he started to get confused and say, are my wires getting crossed? And he went deeper into this study with the children that he was working with.
Who are presenting the same
symptoms of PTSD that he dealt with children in Burma. He said it was like identical. And the big aha that he was coming up with, the children that were showing these same signs of PTSD were on electronics significantly.
They're just an overstimulated life.
They were overstimulated. So there was an overstimulation, especially from electronics. And these children in first world safe countries were showing the same symptoms of PTSD as a child in Burma who was, you know, really had reason to be absolutely afraid and suffering PTSD.